यथा काशो ऋषिकेशो
यथाकाशो ऋषिकेशो
नानोपाधि गतो विभुः
नानोपाधिगतो
गतो विभु
तद्भेदा भिन्नवद्भाति
तद्भेदादिभिन्नवद्भाति
तन्नाशे केवलो ते
तन्नाशे केवलो
केवलो भवेत्
यथा काशो नानोपाधिगतो विभुः तद्भेदात् भिन्नवद्भाति तन्नाशे केवलो भवेत्। यथा काशो ऋषिकेशो विभुः नाना उपाधि गतः तद्भेदात् भिन्नवद्भाति तन्नाशे केवलो भवेत्। Today we are going to study Atma Bodha, verse number 10. We will select one word and then slowly we'll connect others words with selected word. First, Nana Upadhi. Nana means many. Nana means multiple. Nana means innumerable. Upadhi. The word Upadhi does not get appropriate word for the translation. They have used the word conditionings or adjunct or assistant or subordinate. Actually, putting many names together, even though the meaning of the upadhi does not come correctly. So upa means near. Upadhi is that which is the very near. With help of them, we understand the ultimate reality. So we have to make a sentence for that upadhi. While explaining, the idea will come there. Upadhi. Upadhi means just instrument. Upadhi means equipments. So various equipments, various tools. This is one word selected, upadhi. Then gataha. Gataha means went. Gataha means having gone. Gataha means going into. Gataha, going into. Nana upadhi gataha. The various names and the forms of the things and the beings, they are put together called upadhi. We can take any name, any form in this world. They are upadhi. In that upadhi, there is manyness. The pluralistic world with various names and the form. Nana upadhi. One upadhi is different from the another upadhi. One equipment is different from the another equipment. They have many differences with name, with form, with color quality, with size, with weight, and with various intrinsic own features. But somehow they have existed in the open space, entire open space. You can say infinite open space. Nana upadhi, various names in the forms of things and the beings in this world, inert and sentient. And in that upadhi have gone. In that upadhi perceive, penetrates, exist inside and outside. Gataha. It means in all things and the beings which are called the upadhi or equipments, in that upadhi, particular element have gone there, have exist there, have enveloped there, have enclosed there. So nana upadhi gataha. This one. Then vibhuhu. Vibhuhu means omnipresent, all pervasive, or all pervading, or present everywhere. Vibhuhu. Vibhuhu means homogeneousness, existence. Okay, sir. Homogeneousness, existence. It means there is only that thing. Nothing, anything there. That is called vibhu, homogeneousness, existence. That homogeneousness, existence have gone in various equipments with names and the forms. In simple, that homogeneousness existence have gone with pluralistic worlds with various names and the forms. So what we call that homogeneousness existence, please give the particular name. Okay. Rishikesha. So Rishikesha vibhuhu nano upadi gataha. Rishika means senses. And Ishaha means controller. Rishikesha means master of all senses or controller of all senses. Remaining behind the senses and give power to all senses to function in their particular field in day-to-day life. Remaining invisible, remaining as unknown, remaining behind all the senses as a life principle. When all the senses are functioning either in their own field, that time this consciousness element gives power. This consciousness principle gives light. We can say that this element gives life to each and every ornaments, or sorry, not ornaments, or senses. So, because of that existence, all senses become able to know their particular objects. Eyes become able to see the various forms. Ears become unable to listen the different type of words. Nostril becomes able to receive the different type of smells. Tongue is become able to recognize the various tastes of the food. The skins become able and eligible to know the nature of the objects with softness, hardness. It means all the sense organs get life from that principle and they function smoothly. That life principle element is called Rishikesh. And it is not only exist in the behind the senses. It is all pervasive. It exists everywhere. So that all pervasive existence, Rishikesha, who is the Lord of the all senses, have gone in various upadhis. And that Vibhu Rishikesha, the all pervasive Lord of the senses, are one. Sorry, is one. And one without second, Advitiya, Ekameva Advitiya. It has no division. It has no separation. It is all time connectly together. It is partless. Partless. It has no division. It has no part. Again, we have to say that it is homogeneousness existence. Substance. So no one can break it. No one can cut it. No one can make a part of it. It is inseparable. It is undivisible. It is all put together, connectively existing together simultaneously. So that Vibhu, omnipresent Rishikesha, have gone in all the upadhis, all the various upadhis. Okay. This much is sufficient to understand the principle. But we have to add more clarification in that understanding. Shankaracharya use a particular example. That example is Yatha Kasha. Yatha Kashaha, just like one without second, infinite space. So there is no manyness in space. There is no pluralistic forms of the sky. It has no weight, no size. It is all pervasive. Okay. Even though what? In open space, we make a very big bungalow. And in that, we make various rooms for particular purposes. We say this is the living room. This is a bedroom. This is a dressing room. This is children room. This is a master bedroom. Okay. Space is infinite and one. It is all pervasive. There is no any divisions. In all homogeneousness, one place, we made various rooms. And in that room, due to four wall, make limitation of space. You can say that the living room space, children room space, bedroom space, dressing room space. There is no manyness in the space. But the four walls of the room limit the space. So space is limited by the four wall. Okay. Then it get divided with various name of that space, which I have just enumerated. So space become a space become various names and the forms due to the limitation. So it appears differently, bhinnavat bhati, as though there are various differences in that space. As though bhinnavat bhati, as though they appears separately, bhinnavat bhati. Why? Tad bhedat. Why? Because of the differences of the room, that all pervasive space have gone, all the upadhis of the room, and in that rooms have a separateness, have a differences, and space have gone there in particular room. So we can say that this room belongs to kitchen room. This space belongs to living room. This space belongs to children room. This space belongs to what we call dressing room. Okay. We have a given different name. And due to the size of the room, it get different type of size of that space. It means the one space is divided with various room space. Tad bhedat. Where is the bhed? There is no bhed in space, but all the bhedas are in upadhi. Tad bhedat. But all one pervasive space associated with different type of space, and as though it appears they have in space there is a differences from one another. Tad bhedat bhinnavat bhati. Tad bhedat, where is the bhed? Bhed in the upadhis. Due to that upadhis, bhedavat bhati. Just as the space appears in various names and forms of the room. It is limited by the upadhis. Okay. Who limited the space? Who divided the space? Who gave the narrowness of the space? The bungalow or the wall. Suppose we demolish the entire rooms and that bungalows. Is it difficult to room space to join the one infinite space?
No.
If you demolish the entire that rooms, the space which is existing in that bungalow will become one with that infinite space. Okay. This much is understood. Now, that bungalow is existing in space, or space is existing in that bungalow? Where?
Bungalow is present. Bungalow is existed inside the space.
Yeah, actually is that entire that building exists in space. So space is inside, space is outside, space is in middle. So entire building with its differences exist in the space. And if you destroy the entire that building, the space also become one with that infinite space. Tannashe. Tannase. Tat upadhi nashe. When the destructions of the upadhis, what will happen? The one without second space remain alone. Kevalo bhati. After the destructions of the various upadhis, the space remains alone, one without second. Kevalo bhati. Actually, oneness is existed before coming the upadhi, and the oneness is existed, will exist after the destructions of the upadhi. There is no less and more in oneness. Oneness is always uncontaminated with differences. Differences. It always uncontaminated. Though the object cannot limit it, the space cannot limit it. There is no vastu bheda, no kala bheda, no desha bheda. So, vastu, desha, and kala are the limitation, or limited factors But what does that different upadhi do? The one upadhi do, we can say that because of particular upadhi, we recognize that this space is limited by the children room. This space is limited by the drawing room. Because of that upadhi, we become able to recognize that space. So upadhi take near to that one principle. In the same way, the life principle, which is existence, consciousness, bliss, is all pervasive, is omnipresent. It all pervading, is one, non-dual, invisible, unbreakable, inseparable, even though that principle exists in you, in me, in her, in him, in them. And that upadhi have a particular name, particular form, particular historical background. So the space that life principle, Brahman, is existing in me. So that principle now recognize through me, through you, through him, through her, through them. Oh, I know that he's a Bhandari sir, but I use is. He is. The isness exists in him. So that is the omniscient Rishikesha Vibhu. But your physical body become an instrument to recognize that principle with limited way. With the destructions of that upadhi, the Chaitanya become one with infinite Chaitanya. But simultaneously, we have to understand that while remaining that Chaitanya in various upadhis, that time also it is always connected with his infiniteness. But due to the limitation of our eyes, we do not recognize one homogeneousness principle without conditionings. Our eyes and senses are very, very familiar to understand the upadhis and not that Chaitanya which is exists in that upadhi. But that upadhi do not make impure. That upadhi do not make limitation. That upadhi do not make separation. One homogeneous consciousness. It always remains as it is. But even though different types of upadhis, it appears as though Chaitanya appears in different way. So Shankaracharya says that Yatha Kashaha Rushikeshaha Vibhuhu Nana Upadhigataha. Just like Akashaha Nana Upadhigataha, Tad Bhedat, due to that differences, Bhedavat Bhati, that space appears as separately. But one, if you break that different type of upadhis, that Upahita Chaitanya will remains in true existence. Tannashe Kevalo Bhati. The Kevalo Bhati, the essence. It appears as one homogeneousness existence. It appears merely one homogeneousness existence without any support, without any upadhis, without any equipments. Isness is there, without any label. Kevalo bhati. Yes, sir.
With respect to omnipresent entity and upadhi, when we compare these two things, upadhi is smaller thing
Yeah.
and omnipresent entity is bigger one.
Yeah.
So how we can say that the bigger entity enters into a small entity?
So this is the limitation of the language.
Huh.
This is the limitation of the language. We have to say that this upadhi exists in infinite space. But we don't have these types of vision.
Just like bubbles that appear on the surface of ocean. In the same way, I think upadhis are also existed in the surface of omnipresent thing.
These 3-4 examples
Hmm.
give the different type of connotation of that supreme consciousness with various example, which example appeal you, which example like you. Through that example, Shankaracharya wants shifts our attention from lower to higher, from limited to unlimited, from visible to invisible. That is the task. That is the aim of the acharyas. So we are very fond of. We have a we have a very familiar or likeness that whenever we see the upadhi. When we recognize the particular person, we recognize the particular upadhi like a person, but we do not recognize that principle. So upadhi is very helpful to recognize the ultimate reality. Upadhi takes us to near that principle to recognize that. So in this world, each and everything are the means, are the tools for enlightenment. So Shankaracharya gives such type of vision, and don't neglect the objects. Through that objects, we become able to recognize the ultimate reality. This is the vision.
It means by
Now,
doing the by following the mechanism of Anvaya Vyatireka, we have to we have to ignore the upadhi and we have to focus on omnipresent entity.
yeah. The theory of negation,
Huh.
Vyatirek Paddhat.
Yes.
The remaining
Okay.
part we'll see tomorrow. Just we'll chant once and then we'll conclude.
Okay.
Yatmakasho kesho nano upadhigata vivuhu tad bhedad
तद्भेदात् भिन्नवद् भाति तन्नाशे केवलो भवेत्.
Om तथा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. Om Shanti